What is up, YouTube? You're X99, and I am here today with a new variant of PePe. It is the PePe Magician deck that everyone's been playing and has been doing very, very well recently. Probably because everyone's been playing it. But I actually had finally had a chance to go out and get 3 copies of the structure deck. I would have done so sooner, but as I live on campus and there's no like Walmart or Target around here, so I actually decided. I remember there's actually a Newberry Comics around here, so I went over there. This earlier today after class, and they had 3. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Really nice, obviously. So yeah, this is the build that I kind of threw together. I've been messing around with it. It's gonna be irrelevant like when Bosch comes out anyway, so it's not really gonna matter. But for the time being, this is what I'm playing, and it's a lot of fun. But what I noticed about the deck is that it is PePe Magician, not the Odd Eyes Magician build. I don't really like that. As well as just the fact I don't have the Vortex Fusion or Apex Avion, and I don't really want to pick those up because they're like 25, 30. Like the Vortex are like 25s, I think, and like Avions I think are like 30s for the regular secrets, and I don't want to pick those up just to play them for maybe a month, and so not very smart. I'm gonna save my money and wait till Bosch comes out so I can pick up those sorcerers and stuff. It's fucking secret rares. So anyway, I'm gonna get into the deck and talk a little bit about it. It's like I said, it is PePe, but it's got a magician. So obviously 3 Draco Slayers, 3 Plush Fire as your PePe engine basically. I don't, or if whatever you want to call this. This is just like the good stuff right here. But this isn't as consistent in this version of the deck, just because this card in particular can be very inconsistent, just because it doesn't interact too well with the magicians, because the magicians are better. Obviously, like they need to have other magicians in the pendulum zone to abuse their effects. Which isn't too important if it's like this guy and like Dragon Pulse the 1 scale, which I mean that's fine I guess, and it's a 4, so you can just pop it, get another one, and just like make your 4 plays, which is fine. But otherwise, not too great. But also for the performance engine, I'm also playing 2 Mirror Conductor, which is also something a lot of people are dropping. But I noticed what happens in this deck is, depending on your hand, you usually either like your games will either go you're basically just playing magicians or you're playing regular PePe. Like you obviously have both in the deck, but your hands can be kind of weird sometimes, especially when you combine 2 decks together. That's what happens, you know, like you'll have games where it's like just like one half of the deck and other games where it's just the other half of the deck. So game 1, your opponent might have no idea you're playing magicians because you might just be using this stuff. Again, depends how you open. But I definitely I took these out, and then I realized you need them as other performance cards, and I definitely wouldn't play 1 just because of the interaction with him. You don't want anything to be stuck in your pendulum zone with him if you can't pop it, because you can't pop it if you don't have another search. So yeah, but obviously it's still really amazing. But like I said, like you play a lot of high scales in this deck, so or 5 and higher scales, I should say. And then getting into the new stuff here, we have 3 Skull Cravat Joker. This card is just ridiculous. I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, how is this legal? And like this searches everything and Stratos is banned. And it's just like, it's really bad. I get it. This is also a $4 common out of a structure deck. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, this searches any Perform Pow, Magician, Magician Pendulum, not any Magician. That would be ridiculous. Search Dark Magician. Any or Odd Eyes monster from your deck, except himself. And you never put him in the Pendulum Zone just because his effect is you can only special or Pendulum Summon Perform Pow Magician and Odd Eyes monsters, and obviously you're not just playing those, and even in the Odd Eyes variant you wouldn't want to do that. So he's just a normal summon, and it only works when he's normal summon, not when he's special or flipped or anything like that. So you obviously want to use your normal summon on him to search your other pieces. So yeah, he's really broken. And yeah, he obviously doesn't search for those, because I hate that there's Perform Mages and Perform Pals, and like it's so annoying. I don't watch the show, but I do know that the main character plays Perform Pals, and there is another character who plays Perform Mages. But like I just wish it was the same thing. Like it would be so broken if it was the same thing, but still. And then 3 Wisdom Eye Magician. This card is ridiculous. If you don't know what this does, its monster effect is irrelevant, but its pendulum effect is if you have another pendulum or perform power monster in your other pendulum zone, you can destroy him, and you can put any magician pendulum in your pendulum in the pendulum zone that he occupied, except himself. So yeah, I can do a bunch of crazy things with him, and he's a level 4, obviously. So yeah, and he's a 5 scale, so pretty ridiculous. 2 Wolf Dragon Magician. I don't like this card at all, but like you kind of have to play it. Honestly, I'm more than likely cutting this to 1. Like I, like I, but like the issue is like if you cut it to 1, like there can be some problems with him, but it's honestly like it doesn't even matter. Like he's probably gonna go to 1, but I need some further testing. My winter break's coming up, so I have like a month off from school, which is awesome. College life, yeah, pretty sweet. So I'll have plenty of time to like go to locals and test and everything like that. But what he does, he has an interesting effect. You can do combos with him, but it just doesn't really come up a lot. He's a 2 scale, level 6. That's an issue. 21, 14. All those like attack events doesn't really matter, I guess. His pendulum effect is let me refresh myself. I hardly use this guy. He's a win too. Like, he's really random. He looks cool. His pendulum effect is if you have a magician card in your other pendulum zone, you can add a face-up magician or odd-eyes pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, except himself, and you can only use this effect once per turn. Oh, by the way, his effect is not once per turn. So if you have 2 of these guys, like you just go like activate, destroy 1, and then destroy the other, and then you just have 2 4s you can summon. So that's one of the combos that comes with the vanilla guys. So yeah, his pendulum effect isn't really relevant. His monster effect is actually more relevant, although like I said, it doesn't really come up too much. If he's normal or special summoned, you're never going to normal summon this. You can target a magician pendulum or odd eyes monster in your graveyard and except Wolf Dragon and add it to your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn. That's not bad actually. Like if you have to like exceed with him and put him in the graveyard or something like that, you can add it back, or if you discard him with Pendulum Call or whatever. So, but it's only for magician and odd eyes monsters. So yeah, you're basically just gonna be getting him back. And I don't play the which I don't remember the name. This something Dragon Magician, the level 3 tuner. Just because like it works in the odd eyes variant, but like I said, I'm not playing that version. I like the PePe interaction better. And then I play 2 Dragon Pulse and 2 Dragon Pit. I was testing with 3 him and 1 him, and like kind of going back and forth. Like I've seen like all kinds of I've seen basically like every ratio of this thing. Like I mentioned this in like my PePe deck profile, like how what I really like is just like all the different ways you can build this deck, and it just works differently for different people, and it's really up to your preferences. It also forces you to test a lot more, so I think that's actually really healthy for the game, that there is a degree of of like originality to a certain extent. I understand like this doesn't really take much originality, but there's a little bit involved just knowing ratios and getting used to it, because like I said, everyone plays the deck or builds the deck a little differently, but it plays basically the same. So yeah, he's your 1 scale, he's your 8 scale, he's also like a level 7, I think, right? He's a 7. So I mean, you're never gonna summon this thing. 900 attack, 27 defense. Like if you just need a wall, I guess, but I don't know why you would ever want that in a deck so as aggressive as this. But yeah, he's level 4, 1800, not bad at all. They're pendulum effects because obviously they don't have monster effects. It's basically the same thing once per turn. If you have a magician pendulum or a magician card, in your other pendulum zone, you can discard a pendulum monster. And this guy can destroy a monster, a face-up monster on the field, and destroys it, and he destroys any spell or trap on the field. It doesn't have to be face-up or face-down, so you can have anything. So yeah, neat little interaction there, but you can just like clear things, which but I mean most of the time like So like what I was saying with the little combo, like you can just go into him and like you can use the Joker to search them out or Wavering Eyes, whatever. You just put them in the pendulum scale, pop one, set one, and then pop the other and set the other, and then you just bring them back, and it's pretty ridiculous. Like I mean, that's just like one of the things you can do. There's a lot of crazy, stupid combos in this deck. So it does require a degree of thinking. It's not the most helmet deck in the world. It's pretty helmet, but maybe there might be an argument there, but eh, I'm not gonna get into it. This is an argument I'll have with people later. And then for the other performances, I should have put those together, but it's fine. 3 damage juggler, obviously like one of the best cards in the deck. Just crazy. He searches like everything, and then 2 trick clown, and then 2 hat tricker. I took this down to 1, and then I put it back to 2 just because like I had an extra spot in the deck, and also I like opening with this card if you have a pendulum play, because it's you don't have to waste your normal summon to like summon one of these guys or whatever if you don't have Plush Fire. So that's pretty good, and it just lets you go off more and hit harder. 1 Masked Chameleon. 1's really all you need. But you usually wanna pendulum this guy just because you can't normal summon if you have a 5 or higher. So and also like you wanna make your Feral Imps and then search him if you don't have them, like before you pendulum, because obviously you can only pendulum once, which can be annoying. So you do have to think a little bit. So I mean, yeah, these games, as fast as they are slowed down by some of the thinking. Just you have to like think ahead a little bit and just like kind of think what you need to search and what your field's gonna look like. Somewhat in the way Necros did, just not nearly as much. The games are much faster than that. Like you should know what you're doing. And then 2 Gigabyte. I'm seeing a lot of people play like 1 Gigabyte in a Nefarious, and then or 2 in 1. I don't know why you'd even play Nefarious. Like you can't even search it. Like it's just like either you draw it or you don't, and it's not very good. I don't like it, so I just play 2 Gigabyte. Like 2 Gigabyte. Like if I wanted another one, like I would just play a third one. But like there's no reason. 2 is fine because you draw it most of the time anyway. So or I draw it most of the time. And spells 3 Wavering Eyes. I'm seeing a lot of people cutting this to 2 just because it's not that great outside the mirror match. I kind of disagree to an extent. Like, obviously, it's much better in the mirror match because you can do a lot more, but, like, look at all the pendulums you play. Like, if you open with, like, any 3 pendulums and a Wavering Eyes, like, you basically win. Like, I mean, unless it's, like, the most brick hand ever. Like, unless you open, like, 3 of this and then that, and obviously that's not good. Like, but, I don't know. I think this card is great, and I do want to see it as much as I can, because there are so many stupid I know I keep saying that, like there's so many stupid things you can do with this. It's ridiculous. So yeah, obviously, but yeah, it's obviously amazing in the match. And then 3 Pendulum Call. This card, as good as it is, it's so freaking annoying. So what does people in the hallways. What this card does is you discard a card, and then add any 2 pendulum monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. So obviously that's amazing. Search any pendulum monsters and discard. So, and I mean, you're playing cards like this, so discarding is not too bad. Or like if you have to like discard him, you can get it back with Wolf Dragon later if you need to, or like if you have like multiple copies or something. Like obviously you understand, but like you can discard any card. So that's really good. But what's annoying is that for the rest of the turn until the end of your opponent's next turn, after this card resolves, magician cards in your pendulum zone cannot be destroyed by any card effects. And you can only activate this once per turn. And you cannot activate this card if you activated a magician monster's pendulum effect this turn. You have to remember that too. So you can't do anything with this guy if you use this. Basically, this is either to set up for your next turn, or if your hand's kind of brick. So you basically, usually with Pendulum Call, unless you have them already, you'd probably search out these and then you'd set up for your next turns, because then you can pop him and then bring out that guy. So yeah, there he goes. So yeah, like his card's really good, but I don't know. I might even cut it to 2, because like I don't want to see this too much, obviously, because like it's not. Once you resolve it once, like you really don't need it again, to be honest, because there's like so much searching in the deck anyway. 2 instant fusion, because it's just the nuts. Like I don't know why you wouldn't play this card. It's like so good. I see people playing it 1-ups, which is really like, it's so sacky. Like this is like one of the sackiest cards ever. Just like, oh, instant fusion, and just like you resolve it, you win. There are too many cards like that. Foolish, just get you going. And then a Raigeki, just because it's Raigeki, and then I had an extra space in the deck, so I keep messing around with it. And then for the extra, well, my super awesome Naruto token. Yeah. Anyway, 1 Norden, because yeah, you're not gonna resolve more than 1 instant fusion. So 2 of this guy, because he's amazing. 1 Stardust, just is another thing to go into, I guess. And then Omega, like the best generic 8 right now. Oh, and that stops wavering eyes. That's probably something I could have mentioned. So yeah, a 101, which I understand people aren't playing this card just for space issues mostly, and it's not super relevant, but it's not, I don't know, like, I just, like, just had an extra space, and this card's pretty good. Like, it's usually just a beat stick, and, like, that's just, sometimes you just want a beat stick, and you can combo it really nicely with this broken card, because it won't die at the end of the battle phase. Castel, an Emerald, which I mean, you play this, but you'll probably never use it. Direwolf, games don't really go that long, and you play so many pendulums and stuff. Direwolf pops things, and Abyss Dweller, Kingly Imps, the Trapeze, and then Ptolemaeus, Diamond, and Pleiades, which are pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're just going to want this when Infinity comes out in the next set. So, yeah, that is the deck. My side deck's kind of, nah. It's still kind of in the working. I guess I'll show it to you. It's just what I've been messing around with. Again, the side deck's not done, but I guess this is what is appropriate for this format. I'll just show it to you real quick. Like, you don't really need a lot of explanations, but like this because it's not in the main deck. This because it's amazing. This because it shuts down the mirror match. I mean, you just go first, pendulum a bunch of things, tribute for Vanity's Fiend. They basically can't do anything. I like this at the moment, at least, over Majesty's Fiend. I might change it, but just because like they can't, if they can't special summon, they can't do anything. Like I mean, they can activate like their monster effects and everything, and Majesty's. I mean, they have the Dragon Pit, but like Majesty's Fiend wouldn't stop that anyway. So I just feel like this is better. And then 3 of this for pendulums, warning, and 2 Grand Horn for more pendulums. This might be a 3rd Grand Horn. I haven't decided yet. Probably not. I actually like this. I don't know why I said that. That'll probably just stay like that. And then 3 Iron Maul. For Cosmo, I guess, because I guess that's still a thing. It's kind of weird saying that. Like, it was broken like 3-4 weeks ago, maybe less, and then like all of a sudden people like just jumping on the PePe and just say all PePe, and then like maybe 1 random Cosmo on top 8 if like a regional or something. But also people are still playing Inferno ones too. It's still, I guess, kind of a thing. But I mean, pretty much all you're gonna be seeing, at least at like major events, like if you're going to like a YCS or something like that, like just basically like side like everything for PePe and then maybe a little for Cosmo or something. So that's basically the format. And especially again after January, I talk about that all the time, but like you gotta realize, like once January hits, like game's like over. If you're not playing PePe, like you just lose. Because Cosmo suck now, which is kind of funny. But well, I mean, they don't suck. It's obviously still a good deck. But like, I don't know why you'd invest in Cosmos right now, because this deck is way cheaper by comparison. And yeah, I mean, this is the only thing. Is this still $50? I don't even know, maybe 45 actually. But anywho, that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think. What deck are you playing right now? Are you playing PePe? Um, you better be playing PePe. Yeah, so this deck is really dumb. It's really, really dumb, but it's so much fun to play. Just like when you just have it, you're just like slapping those wisdom eyes down. It's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, and obviously very excited. Ooh, making noises over here. Obviously very excited for Bosch. Can't wait for that. I'll still be on vacation when that drops. Yeah. Um, actually, my last day is Monday, so it's gonna be awesome. Have to go back to work, but that's fine. So this one is lighter than these ones. I just noticed that. That's fine. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching, comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.